It's currently 6:23:25, roughly 07 59, just now turning 0800. And this world goes back to the videos or a lot of lectures I used to watch back in the day about gentrification, reading about the new Jim Crow system that's being set up and showing the examples, and on top of that, citing 13th Amendment Section 19, while so many people in jail, especially blacks, can live like slaves and get slaves. On my other video, if they remove the 13th Amendment Section 19, there would be no reason to put you in jail. Because now, even as a prisoner, and see how Trump and them, or the new administration, still haven't changed this. If they would erase the slavery clause, there's no reason to hunt you down and put you in jail because it's no longer profitable. Because now they have to pay you minimum wage. I say at least $8.50 and not. So that means you're grossing at least $14.4 a year. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're in jail, that's a lot because you don't have anything to pay for it. So like I said, you would roughly spend not even $1,000 to $2,000. I say $2,000 a year. So that means, yeah, I believe that was after taxes. So yeah, exactly. Well, no, exactly, the taxes, even with taxes, 30% of that. Okay, whatever it is, and then you take out $1,000 a year, exactly. So you would you would be able to save money, and as you see a lot of things happen in the hood, or those from the hood, gentrification, losing their houses, you wouldn't lose your house, because you'll be able to save at least $10,000 a year or close to it per year, meaning you will never come out broke. Even if you did a year, you save $10,000 a year compared to making slave labor when you're getting paid $0.25 an hour, making roughly not even funny $5 or $10 a week. So whatever estimated into a year, exactly, slave labor. Slavery is abolished except through criminal punishment, and with that comes slave labor. The civil rights and human rights are guaranteed through the court system, meaning even when you're convicted, there is wages. That's human rights. You're still guaranteed to make regular pay, meaning what? It's no longer lucrative to put you in jail. On top of that, it's too expensive. Now you're going to fracture the system even more, but it don't matter. Doesn't matter, because they have to do that because you have rights. You have rights. But like I said, see, in the beast, like for a lot of you coons, I made this video last year. All y'all got so hyped about the civil rights movements and all that good stuff, and they're just not talking about black. You guys just not talking about the dark hue. Talk about blackballing. I mean, you call it boycotting certain. Should have been doing that. No more partying. That's made the video. No more partying. That was last year. No more partying. I'll put a link in the video to that video. I'm gonna do that wherever I cite videos. I'm gonna attempt to go back at least with the videos that still linked up on there or still uploaded. I'm gonna attempt to put a link in the video that references or that reference the very points that I'm talking about. Exactly. You shouldn't be partying. You shouldn't be going out having fun. You should be stacking your money and should have been boycotting a lot of, especially when they come to these hair stores. All y'all women of the black variety. But you see, now they're being their true selves. I'm like, why it make people like butt hurt and all crying, and now starting to settle into the reality that, oh, love everybody was a pump fake. Include everybody was a pump fake. Like I said, they use civil rights to infiltrate the inner city. They use heroin, cocaine, and disco to get into, oh yeah, free love, man. It was civil rights, 1864. I mean, that's 1964. It would happen right after there. The disco era. Exactly. Good times, right? And they was disco in the way right into your houses or into the community. And then what happened after that? The Reagan administration with the war on drugs. Slowly, but yet surely, getting more ground and more ground and more ground. And now look at today. Damn near blending with the hood, right? Or inner city, right? And you're no longer there. Not funny, but funny. I'm laughing because I guess the video I made, the Trojan horse. They were just killing you, still was killing you the whole process, and you all partying with them and doing cocaine. Who knows what's in that stuff? I was at marijuana. I'm cool right there. And even that probably back then they probably had some government test trial stuff they were using. But I'm not doing no cocaine, especially with you. Give my money for slavery, then we might be able to talk about and reason about stuff or resources. But now dudes are getting mad, especially the black hue. But like I'm like, you gotta keep in mind, unless you do what's required, these other hues, especially Psalms 83, the white hue, they have the power. They just removed affirmative action. Meaning as a black man, they don't gotta hire you anymore, a certain number, filling the quota every year. So you better be independently run, independently supporting yourselves, but yet collectively aiding each other. Cause like I said, you going on this little, you know what I mean? But they're gonna use all the Latinos. See, they all playing the victim, right? You know how the girls be, how certain females be when they just let things build up, even though they know it's unjust, and then they turn around and say, "Well, I'm not doing it." See, that's what they get ready to do. When stuff start going towards you, even worse, they see they get the plan. They let them pretend like they suffering, but it's part of their plan. And when shit hit the fan, they gonna act like, oh, well, they ain't help us, so fudge them. And now you really want to be clutch time and really have to be on your job because nobody's gonna hire you now, and there's no clause where they have to hire you now. So now you see the pandemic exactly to get you out of there. And you all partying with these dudes like the 70s, right? More than a woman or man. Whatever. You know what I mean? But now it's more hip-hop-ish. They party, yeah, exactly. They changed up the language, but I mean the music, but still same energy. Partying with you, but when you fall, get killed, ain't not riding with you, right? And now they all talking about this ice. I was like, hey, man. I made the video about how to get them in here. You wouldn't even have this problem. Logically, but still expeditiously, doing the process of going through the paperwork and doing background checks and then giving them temporary, if not permanent, citizenship. But now everybody crying they was flooded. Yeah, exactly. Because what's about to happen with this BS pay, nobody wants to go on this American raise is going to want to work for those wages. A lot of them will. And work double, triple out overtime without even getting paid overtime. Or medical or benefits. That's why they still letting them in the undocumented. As I said, certain jobs aren't going to be touched. But this is why I said to the black community, especially, really any of the righteous beings, but especially the black righteous beings, that's why you did your own land and your, like I said, many crafts of the path. Many different work backgrounds, different trainings, different, you call it, different other degrees, all that good certifications. But yeah, see, you don't need nobody no more. You self-sustaining. So hopefully everybody ready. But you can clearly see what's going on. All that protesting on top of it. Like I said, dudes all talk about. You're potentially going to see a war in this generation. Like it's already a war, but like and maybe even on your own homeland. For a lot of the righteous, you would say hopefully. Yes, Brother Minister Malcolm X. Oh, talk about. So you're gonna cite this video as being a potential terroristic threat? What about the fact that you have neo-Nazis still living here when you're openly so demonstrating yourselves when you have Jewish, and it's really, well, I know that's not related. I can say me being a Yahudite, Jewish allies. How are you going to call me a terrorist when you have racists openly saying I'm going to kill a nigger and I'm a black person? I fear for my life. So, yes, naturally, I want you to fall. Righteously and factually. Your shit is opinionated and really just suppressing the fact that you're an evil demon. If I'm a terrorist, what the fuck are you? Especially your police system. Huh? Huh? If I'm a terrorist for saying that, what does your actions dictate that you are? So when they start removing all these Nazis and KKKs, all these hate groups, when they get removed, and ICE into their neighborhood, Marines, man, you need special forces for them. They're cited on video saying they're not going to go alive. These dudes they're arresting is simple. They're bringing the Marines and all that for a simple protest. You actually have domestic threats in your own country. Not saying things, but doing. They still lynching blacks in the South. Yeah. So if I'm a terrorist for saying, I hope you die, what the fuck are you? Yeah. The real terrorist, right? Man, see me on the battlefield, man. Return Dark Side of the Candor.